We're live and we're back with our third week of the doubles recap for SCL. I'm still Emma playing for the Dynamos. And the rest of you can also introduce yourselves.
I'm still Ray playing for the platoon.
I'm still Nails playing for the Terrors.
Yeah, I feel like they might not be as useful, but it's okay. But the first game of this week was JRL, who's playing for the Islanders and is 2-0, playing against Animus, who is on the Spartans and is 1-1 so far. JRL, after bringing Sun last week, has decided to whip out the Rain sample team. And Animus has, I would say it's a pretty common archetype so far in the SCL. Usually you'd see maybe an Incineroar over the Heatran and a Mew somewhere on there, but it is 6. I would say pretty common mons. Spectra's been popping off this SCL. My first initial thoughts on the matchup is that it's Rain into Naganadel, which is never something you want to see. And Kyle/Animus also has 2 other water resists. Your Shifu doesn't really count, but there's the Rillaboom and stuff. So I would say the Naganadel is a big threat to Gerald's team on team preview. What do you guys think?
Yeah, as someone who spammed Naganadel a lot last year, Naganadel was very good into this Rain team, but I also think the rest of Animus's team is not very good into this Rain team, so I'd say it's a bit more of an even matchup, but the Nega can definitely put in a lot of work in this matchup.
I'm going to defer to Ray on this one because this is not exactly in my wheelhouse. So, and it is in Ray's. So
yeah, the rest. I would say the rest of Kyle's team kind of gets destroyed. Zapdos especially, it destroys the Rillaboom, destroys the Urshifu. Spectre's not taking Muddy Waters, Landorus is dying. I really think the Naganadel is where this this match really depends on. If it can snipe the Kingdra turn 1 potentially, if it's able to set up Tailwind consistently and let Spectre, Urshifu, Landorus outspeed and do a lot of damage, then Animus can win. But if Naganadel cannot do that and it gets owned, then it's looking pretty solid in favor of JRL.
Yeah, Al definitely has the tools, but it's not unwinnable.
Yeah, so we can get right into the game. This is the classic turn 1. I feel like you lead Naganadel, and now there's a ton of things that can play out. Is JRL going to switch in Polytone immediately? KO the Naganadel turn 1 and win the game? Is Naganadel going to be able to set up Tailwind first? I hate these kind of situations, not gonna lie. There's a lot of different things that can happen, and you have to guess right, really.
I mean, that's what Rain is, though.
Yeah.
Rain especially just forces these situations very well.
Yeah. And then, turn 1, so he switches out the Politoed, and then we see the Urshifu reveal that it's Choice Scarf, and it KOs the Spectre, while Naga is only able to Draco the Politoed. So, this Rain team is and it gets ejected out. So, this Rain is a sample, and on the sample, I'm quite sure that Urshifu is Choice Banded, but JRL changed the Scarf, and then it KO'd the Spectre, and Kyle didn't even KO or backwards at Tailwind. He ejected out the Politoed, so he's in a really tough spot after that turn 1, I feel like.
Yeah. He does telegraph that it's Scarflando, because, I mean, Urshifu revealed Scarf, so that's the only reason he'd ever go to Lando here.
Yeah.
Either that or you are conceding. But assuming that our SCL players are not going to concede turn 1, that's the only other.
It does have to be Scarflando. Yeah, I feel like for Animus, you're always just supposed to press Tailwind there if you're staying in. Because because now you're just a -2 Nega that is useless, and even if the Kindra stayed in, you'd still rather just have Tailwind up and threaten literally everything next turn. Because the speed control on against Rain is so important.
Yeah, you need Landorus to be outspeeding everything and KOing stuff, and in your Spectre in theory, and your Naganadel instead of getting KO'd first. So yeah, it's a super, super tough spot. He reveals Scarflando and KOs the Urshifu, and matches Tailwind. Or he doesn't even match Tailwind. Zapdos breaks down the Naganadel to its Sash, surprisingly. and then in comes the Ferrothorn. So like Tailwind's up, but like this Zapdos is just gonna be able to set Tailwind this turn. Like Naga and Adele's not threatening it. The Landorus is choice locked into Psychic, isn't doing damage. Like Naga has to switch out because it's an offensive liability at this point. So like Animus isn't even able to take advantage of his trigger turns too strongly.
Yeah, this was just over turn 1
Yeah,
because
I
the
feel like-
Nagano got Tailwind up, but now the Landorus is locked into Psychic, which isn't threatening at all, and the Naganado is -2, which isn't threatening at all, and there's no real good defensive counterplay against Rain left.
Yeah, I do feel like after after turn 1, it was very hard for Animus to win this game. Like he just got the turn wrong, and then it's over. It just loses. Yeah, he can go into Heatran and he can Psychic for 40%. But like now the Zapdos has set Talon back up. There's like one more interesting turn I don't like to talk about. Like there's the Landorus. Like actually did it a lot. Like you cleared the Ferrothorn. I think here is the
This is the yes.
turn. So like this Zapdos, I'd assume it is in glide range, right? Like 18%.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's in glide range. Like I guess Animus still has a chance, maybe. Like if he dodges some muddy waters, you feel maybe Yushifu's able to carry the Kingdra. But on this turn,
if he gets this turn right, he could have been in a decent position. I mean, Jero should always just attack twice here, but like Jero also threatens like going Serena, so Glide on Zapdos is like a tricky play to make.
yeah, I feel like this is somewhat similar to turn 1, where there's like Rain is, and again, like force this type of situation where you just kind of have to get the play right. And there's like so many things Gerald can do. And yeah, like Animus doesn't glide because of the Queen Majesty in the back and just dies twice, and the game is officially over now.
Like, if Animus glides, I think they have a very good chance of winning that game.
Let's steer it a bit. Once I'm able to pause again. Alright, there we go. So, if Rillaboom clicks glide here on the Zapdos dies. The Heatran also dies, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 30 Ferrothorn, you don't need Trent anymore.
Yeah, you've KO'd the Ferrothorn. Like, I would, I guess Polytoad's able to set up the Drizzle again next turn, and, like, you're able to block Rillaboom.
You probably do go into Serena next turn and just U-turn off the Boomer. Or threaten, like, Triple Axel on... Or wait, no, Megazord and Sash, so... Yeah, you're threatening, what's it? Just, like, Power Up on Urshifu and also, like, Triple Axel U-turn on Boomer, but, yeah, it's...
I mean,
It's
Animus would go into Naga, theoretically.
Yeah.
Because Heatran's dead. Zapdos is dead. Naga, then Serena. I guess I think what it really comes down to is if this Rillaboom's last is Woodhammer or not.
Yeah, because I was, like, thinking, it was like, if it is Woodhammer, then it actually threads the Kingdra with a ton of damage that's not blocked.
How much was money doing to Rillaboom?
Let's watch. 22.
22. So after a turn, it's Rillaboom's gonna be at like 62. So if Triple Axel, I think Triple Axel should kill Rillaboom from there. The next muddy water isn't rain boosted. So it has to deal like 67, 68, something like that. And I think Triple Axel can do that.
If it gets 3 hits, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could be at play on sets too. If the Rillaboom's fast too.
Yeah, I feel like if
there's one more turn of Tailwind.
Yeah, also
yeah. Oh right.
Yeah, so you do get to go to Serena and just do something.
Okay, yeah. So it's tricky either way.
Yeah, I think I would say he maybe has odds to win if he gets this turn right, but when he gets it wrong, he just
the game's not over yet.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't get it right, everything dies. Yeah. So JRL moves to 3-0. Well, Kyle drops to 1-2. I feel like Kyle got the 2 turns wrong that he needed to get right, but like I feel like you can't really like penalize him too harshly because it's like rain and like like you just have to kind of get it right. Like maybe he is supposed to click Tailwind regardless, no matter what.
As someone who has played Rain with Nega multiple times, Tailwind is always the line. Like after that, it's hard to fault, but like Tailwind turn 1 is always what you're supposed to do, and I think Animus's inexperience in this meta and tier probably showed there.
Yeah, I can say as someone who's less experienced, I didn't know that it was such a forced play. So I'm trusting Ray that it is that big of a deal, but I don't.
I don't know if it even matters though, because the Landorus is Scarf for some reason. Like the Landorus really wants to be switching its moves against the Rain.
Yeah, sure. In this matchup, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess like if it's the team that you're loading up, you're supposed to know your matchups. But yeah, I'm grading Kyle less harshly than Ray is.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I like Z-Strats and I like last year played a lot of Nega and Adele, so I feel like we I know like Nega and Adele is good at rain. Like I feel like you have to lead it and like it forces weird 50-50s and such. But like that's definitely not like common practice, especially for someone who like isn't super involved in the tier overall.
Because Nega plus Urshifu and Tailwind just goes in. It gets kills.
Yeah, and then like if Landorus like wasn't choice cards, like that also does a ton of damage and such.
I mean, there was still, because it's Scarf for Shifu, there was still a U-turn Draco threatened on turn 1, but
yeah, that's true. I mean, the original face on this team is Bandit on Gyros, but he did change it to Scarf.
Yeah, I feel like turn 1 you're definitely like if I loaded up this team, like I'm very confident that Shifu's choice band turn 1.
I think Gyro did good turn 1 to definitely show the Scarf for Shifu. And then the Nega antidote Draco the Polytoad, which was just really good for Gyro.
Yeah, the turn
overall, Gyro played this pretty much perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think the choice card was a really cool tag because, like, if I'm playing this team, like I know it's a sample, like I know it's choice band, and then like revealing Scarf turn 1 to care to do the spectre is very well done.
How do given that the U-turn till the Mega line is available, like, how do we feel about JL's choice to not take that line? I mean, I guess Sash Naga is not even that common, anyways.
Yeah, Sash Naga is only really common on like HO size spam teams. So I think Jarrell just thought like the Nega was just scared of Kindra, so wanted to take the Spectre instead.
Yeah, I'm also like, if I'm Jarrell, I'm expecting a life of Nega and Adele.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about that turn. Like, it worked out amazingly, so can't fault it too much. Like, at the end of the day, if you get the play right, you get the play right.
Yep. So, anything else people want to say about this game?
Not really. HO, or like HO versus O, and got the swing turns right. So nothing too much else to say.
Broken Rain wins again.
True.
So Jarrell improves to 3-0 now. Animus drops to 1-2. And then our next game was Joe UX9 playing for the TMs, who is currently winless, versus Z-Strats playing for the Platoon, who is currently 2-0. And like my initial thoughts are on the matchup is that Z-Strats has fucking Whimsicott and Tracheon, beat up plus Justified, and I'm like, oh my, I hate this dude so much. And then Joe UX9 has like an interesting team. I actually like the Thunderous a lot. Like I think it's a pretty cool bring into Z-Strats. It brings a lot more like offensive oriented teams like Thunderwave, Scaryface, Area Impulse is like pretty dangerous, I'd say. So I like that pick, like the most as well. I think was strong. And then he rounds out the team with more like a more common semi-room structure with like Diancie Volcanion, Rillaboom to fake out U-turn, and then Gross is your Steel type.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this team preview? If you'd like to share, this is Strats.
I don't know. I thought my matchup was perfectly fine. I had Metagross that threatened a lot of things. Whimsicott could go in as if I got beat up off, then and kept trick, and if I got beat up off, then I can just win with speed control. As all Joe has for Joe has Thundurus and Diancie for speed control, but Diancie it would be pretty hard to get Trick Room off against my team. I feel, especially when I have Metagross, which just counters the fuck out of Diancie. And then Thundurus is the only thing I really have to dance around.
Yeah, like the Diancie doesn't like you put on too much pressure onto Diancie for it to reliably hit Trick Room, I'd say. The Thundurus though is scary. Like Thunder Wave obviously gets shut down by the Temper Finny, but it can definitely be like Scary Face, which hits everything as well. And then the Mosa is also fast and dangerous. And stuff.
Yeah, Mosa's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I can't believe you put them like next to each other as well.
Like, I did not give up. I mean, if you see Whimsicott and Terrakion, you know what's up anyway. It doesn't matter.
If you see a Terrakion and there's no Whimsicott, you'd start / learn every Mon beat up.
Exactly.
Where is it? Where's the cheese? But yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's I think turn 2 is really interesting, and I like to talk about that one.
I think turn 1's pretty interesting. I mean, I had different options, and I ended up picking the wrong option here. Like, I was very tempted to just face punch the Thundurus here because it's quite a threat, and I knew I had to protect Naganadel to scout Scary Face into Tantrum / Ice Punch. I assumed that was the play that was going to happen, and I also wanted to break Metagross's potential Shuckle Berry just to beat it with my own Metagross and Earth Power it with Landorus. I don't think my play here was completely incorrect. I do like the fact that I now got rid of the Metagross's Shuckle Berry, but I also don't like that my Metagross got parried.
It does make it pretty strong into Terra, though. Like, it underspeeds Volcanion for sure.
True.
So it's not, like, all bad.
Yeah, I do think this was fine. Like, probably the Sugar Bear is really cool. Like, getting Thundurus is still like a huge threat here. Like, I guess alright, we'll watch turn 2. But you switch in the Finny to block the Thunder Wave, I presume. But then he reveals Scary Face. But then Metagross doesn't even KO the Naganadel, so it doesn't matter. And you must Fire Blast. So quite the turn there.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Continue. No, you go ahead. I'll go after.
I really love the Thunder Wave Scary Face Thundurus. Like, I think that's super, super cool. Like, Thunder Wave is, like, really... Like, Paralysis is kind of broken in general, and then Scary Face is able to do cool things when you're against Tapu Fini. If, like, Metagross is simply stronger and, like, this KO'd the Naganadel, like, that's an absurdly huge turn for Joe. But then it doesn't, which is pretty disappointing. But then you miss, which I presume is Modest Life Orb Fire Blast, which we know when it KOs the Metagross. And it dies, which is quite bad for you, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a very annoying turn for me. I definitely didn't expect both Thunderwave and Scary Face. I thought once he revealed Thunderwave, I was pretty safe. I got very wrong. And I probably should have scouted or seen it come in, but...
Yeah, I don't know if it's that reasonable to scout for it. Like, you're playing offense. You just have to...
Naga lives anyway, too, so...
Yeah, Naga never dies to like Tantrum or Ice Punch. It has to be Zen in order to kill. So I think that there's a lot of stuff that has to go wrong for Naga to die.
Yeah. But missing the Fire Blast was very annoying for me, but I also... I saw my outs right away, which is my Lando can come in on the Finny, and then I just have to get Whimsicott in, and if it takes a nice punch, and it will still live, so I'll just have to deal with that.
Man, Metagross is so disappointing. Man, that would have been a dope attack turn, like Scary Face into KOing the Nega, but Metagross sucks. But I also wanted to see Metagross die to Naganadel, but it didn't do it. So just rough turn for the spectating experience, I'd say. But it's okay.
The run Zen Headbutt. Also, shouldn't have run Zen Headbutt because it's not very good, but
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
that's a headbutt, not gonna lie. But next turn.
I'm still not sure how I feel about this Thunderous moveset.
It's revealed Thunderbolt and 2 means of
Like-
control speed.
It just feels like a Dynamax Thunderous, or a Dynamax metagame Thunderous, and like speed control, it's cool, and I guess it's good specifically in Array, but it's not like the be all end all. It's just, I don't know, nice sometimes. But
I think this was a Memoric tech into Ray thing going on.
Yeah,
it's like plausible. But
I don't think Thunderous is particularly strong overall as a Pokemon, but I do think it is kind of cool when the matchup hits. Like, Air Impulse and Speed Control is pretty powerful. Like, think about it into the team you ran in SCL 1 Week 8 against Bandit with, like, Talon plus 5 special attackers. Like, Thunderous would put in some work there, and, like, it still caught, like, a Naga and a Talon and Landorus, but it wasn't able to put in as much work as opposed.
yeah,
And then, this turn, like, Z-Strats is able to get the double switch off for, like, basically free. And then, this next turn, you encore the correct slot. So good job.
I had to encore to stop the potential like Scary Face shenanigans or just.
And the Metagross is threatened out anyway by.
But I guess I could have tailwinded, but I also didn't want to get like T-waved or
Yeah, no, I think
to just stop all the bullshit from Thunderous.
yes,
Yeah, this next turn is just completely wild to me. So like, oh my goodness, let's just watch. This
Never in doubt.
This dude
yeah,
switches into Terrakion on the Landorus out of potential glide and clicks beat up with absolutely no fear. No fear.
No shot. The Rillaboom was pressing
I
glide.
was like, oh my god.
No shot.
And then, I was just like, holy shit. I was like, I can't believe that worked. Yep, the Thunderous or JX9 doubles Whimsicott, and then now you have a +5 Terrakion, a Thunderous that can't lower its speed, Whimsicott ready to click, like, Tailwind or Encore. I'm like, holy shit, how the fuck did that work? But, it did, so props to you. Good job.
Never in doubt.
That is
Yeah, I play. I mean, anyone who's tested with me against this team knows I play like quite aggressive with this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just saw my opportunity, and I said
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it, and I did.
I was like, oh god. I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, now
it's really tough to play against this team the first time.
yeah, it is.
So-
even if like you don't get beat up, rock slided, like it's still like you have to like play really carefully against it and opens up other lines and stuff. And then Tailwind. Metagross just dies.
I mean, I don't make a single play all game after this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know you've already made your play for the game.
It's
It's just
Like, Joe definitely had outs. He could have made me play a harder game, but he does like after you'll watch the game and you see he does let me just play the obvious play every time. Because he
It's-
presses fake out, which means I don't have to get Finny in for the
Yeah.
glide.
Now you can
Yeah.
just push Encore. It has to leave. Like cool, like he dodged a turn there, but like it just doesn't matter really.
Yeah, I think Rockslide a roll on Diancie. I think if I remember
Who
correctly.
hits through
Didn't get
Para?
it, but...
Who hits through Para?
Oh no, I don't think it is. But yeah, they let me just encore spam until it's too late.
Even here, doesn't even need to protect the track, man. Genius.
Yeah, Drakian's already done enough damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to kill it with. I just knew to kill the Pharaoh with either Tracheon or Whimsicott.
That did absolutely nothing. The Earth Power?
Yeah, it's definitely an Assault Vessel Canyon.
Yeah. Broken Whimsicott Terrakion takes a game in 2022, which is kind of funny to me. Definitely an enjoyable game to watch.
Yeah. It's really hard to play against that team the first time.
Yeah.
So, I don't fault Joe much. Like, there was stuff that could have been done, but, like, the rest of Ray's range was also threatening things, so it's hard to respect all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it's a team that needs beat up either. Like, I have a bunch of threats without beat up to begin with.
Yeah. I think it's a strong pick in, like, best of one. Like, there's no way Joe has played a double OU game against Whimsicott Terrakion. Like, that's not something you're testing against every week. So I think it was a cool call for sure. Good job. So, or does anybody else have anything to say about that game before we move on?
Ray made a play in one.
I did make a play on one.
Good job. So, our next game has Toxijin, who is 0-2 and playing for the Breakers, versus Ninja, who's 1-1 and playing for the Shoguns. Toxijin has Sand, which we will see again later in this week. And by Sand, I mean like Tyranitar plus an actual Sandmon, so Dracozolt. And then Ninja, he's got another Pheromosa. Like, it is kind of like a pretty standard. Like, we've seen a lot of Spectre, Gorilla Instant, Daga, and Pheromosa this year. The Celesteela was a last year phenomenon for the most part, but I think this is like its second bring this year after Joe brought the weird Heavy Slam set. Like Spectre, Naga, and Mosa are like three super fast and strong attackers, so they're pretty cool, and then really instant for like pivot, fake out support and stuff. Like looking at team preview, like I don't know, I feel like Ninja has like a lot of very strong and threatening attackers, and some like pretty like good support with the Robum and the Incineroar.
Yeah, it's just like standard tailwind off, like bulky offense with some damage and some pivots. And we've seen a lot of it, and we're going to continue to see a lot of it because it's just it's good stuff. See, and you can pick your favorite mons for the week based on your opponent's matchup spread, but it's going to have the same cast of characters, and you just pick a different 6 every time.
Yeah, and I think something that's important here is that Ninja can get up Talon with his like Naga Bell, while Toxijin has Mew as his Talon setter, but Mew gets pressured really heavily and outsped by the Spectre and the Pheromosa. So I feel like that's one of the reasons we wanted to use Spectre week 1 against Z-Strats is that it can really, like, when Mew's your lone Talon setter, like Spectre can really punish it. And like the Mosa too to threaten the U-turn. Like none of them won a KO with their normal sets, but like they both put the pressure on Mew and make it hard to set Tailwind. And then if Ninja gets a speed advantage, like his team just kind of dies. Toxijin's like that.
Yes, I agree with all of that.
Yep.
I mean, we're not talking about passes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah, we can go about
it's relatively standard sand stuff, so I guess there's not too much to say. Dracozolt is a new face, but
I think Dragapult on this team's kind of weird. But I also don't think it's like awful. I just think it's like kind of weird.
It's fair, I guess. Yeah, there's not like a lot of fairy hate, and so double dragon's relatively punishable. Ninja doesn't have a fairy, but like not having a fairy resist is potentially punishable, or it's like a punish for the team. But yeah, and Dracozolt looks incredible in this matchup.
Yeah.
There's 2 electric resists, but Rillaboom's almost 2-shot, and Dragon Claw kills Naga, so it's...
Yeah,
as long as Dracozolt has the speed advantage, it's doing work.
I think it cares everything.
oh,
go ahead.
Yeah, basically, in this matchup. It basically looks like if Toxogen can stabilize, Dracozolt should be able to put in too much work and just kind of like take a kill or two and pressure a Celesteela. Pasta also doesn't have any rock resists though, and like so Celesteela can put in a surprising amount of work.
Yeah, I think this
Like, no, it's just like the defensive synergy on Pasta's team is like not lining up well into what Ninja brought, but there's still like a lot of tools that can be used.
Yeah, like on the Dragonfall point, like Dragonfall plus Finny is like slightly awkward Synesty train, but I guess like Dragonfall wants to click Shadow Ball and like U-turn most of the time anyway, so it's manageable, and you have a relevant anyway. So
yeah, and it's kills Naga and Misty train.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's not like it's not that bad. Like that's the only mon you actually want to Draco, and you still pick up the kill. So in this matchup,
That's cool.
you don't click Draco much, anyways.
Yeah, I feel like you can get away with it.
But yeah, not a great lead matchup for Pasa. Not terrible, but
yeah, I guess Musa is just super threatening to everything. Like I think Toxgen has to get talent up like very quickly, but it's very tough for him to do so against the like the Musa and the Spectre pressure and like Rillaboom like having knockoff grabs and such.
yeah,
I don't know
like
if he needs Tailwind up quickly. He just needs to threaten like some sort of speed control. Like Dracozolt and Sand is enough to threaten basically everything.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess he either has to set up his own Tailwind or he has to be threatening enough to like prevent the other one, like with Dracozolt.
Yeah, an issue with Pasa's team though is that he doesn't really have a way to heavily damage Rillaboom, and so like he's just gonna have to punch through over the course of a couple of turns, and Ninja might not give him those turns.
Yeah, like knockoff Rillaboom is quite strong, I'd say. Like it's absolutely everything. Like I guess like it even takes like Dracozolt and stuff, and then like yeah, so like turn one, like Toxin has to like fake up the most. I feel like
Yeah.
Okay, so
Good
there's
U-turn.
41 on the Boomer, big damage.
I don't understand going Boomer on the Pheromosa. Like I
Yeah.
get that. Like sure you can threaten to fake out it, but
You already could you already could threaten it with Draco's ult, perhaps.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking, like was like Toxin switches in Dracozolt there, and then he's threatening to bring in Tyranitar the next turn and just like claim a kill. Like I feel like that could have been a useful line to take because like everything else is kind of getting smashed by the Pheromosa and Naganadel. I'm not gonna lie. Like cool, like Toxin can click fake out on the Pheromosa again, but then like the Naganadel is like threatening K on the Mew and the Rillaboom and also threatening Tailwind. So it's a tough spot already.
I mean I guess if Toxin does go like Dracozolt, Ninja can just go Incineroar and it's just tough. Like the lead really screwed Toxogen because Ninja's Rillaboom will always get the last pivot, so Ninja always gets to keep momentum through turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's playing like Ninja has a pretty like offensive talent oriented team, and then Toxin fell behind very early on turn 1 of the matchup, and I feel like it's very hard for him to get back into the game. Like Ninja's threatening so much with Naga plus Most on the field right now, and like Most is able to like U-turn off like either for a KO likely, and then just get more momentum. And so Tailwind, it's like tough for Toxin.
Yeah.
Yeah, like alright, cool. Like Rillaboom has faked out the Pheromosa and has done a ton, but it just absolutely freaking drops to Naganadel here, which is crazy.
That is a roll,
Yeah,
to
I
be
think
fair,
it's
but
a 50-50
if you've been paying attention to this SCL, you know that Ninja's getting the roll. So
he's getting the roll. I think it is 50-50 on max HP Rillaboom.
it is, yeah.
Which is funny, but yeah, he gets the roll, it just dies, and there goes. Like Toxin's already behind a turn. Like
Yeah.
and then
Like that turn, it's not that the Pasta just didn't have any great lines there. It's
Yeah, I actually don't
was-
even think that was that bad for.
Like he was
So,
trying
like,
to spend the Draco onto the Mew slot.
Essa is happy the Rillaboom died. Like,
Yeah, it's
Ninja
not-
getting the roll is good for Toxagen there.
Yeah, because
I
I guess it
think.
would have been useless. Like, you can't really do much. Like,
The
Pheromosa is not good
Rillaboom
at
versus
range.
Naganadel and a Pheromosa.
Yeah, you want to go.
Like, you are glad that thing's gone.
And now you get to bring in the Trigger Salts and do damage, which is cool.
Yeah, and so now
Here,
you.
look, you can go.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, here on this turn, I thought you were just like forced to trade for Toxin, but I don't know if you win anyway, even if you do that.
On this
I felt
upcoming
like
turn.
you're always supposed to just attack with both. Either your Dracozolt lives and you kill Naganadel, or both of Ninja's Mons die and Tyranitar lives, and you just have to like go for that line and hope it works out.
So we'll watch it. Like, T-Tar gets out, and he trades Naganadel for Trigger Salts. I do.
Like,
Yeah, I think maybe he is supposed to KO the Mosa here and trade down. Like, then you get to a 4v4, and like this, like the Naga and the Mosa are both down, which is pretty huge. Like, Dragapult is out.
You're kind of losing to Celesteela at that point, though, so it's like. It's hard.
do you? I mean, I guess it depends. Like, Dragapult can chunk it. Finny, depending on the set, can do damage.
Okay, it's not
If
completely
it's-
over. Just
If it's Snarl Mew,
yeah. But anyways, like with the way that turn went, it's not going to happen.
yeah, with this turn, it's just
Yeah, now with
the Pheromosa is so threatening
Yeah,
against everything.
this is another like funny turn. Tapu Fini just absolutely dies. It's gone.
Yeah.
And then like at this point, like the game is over. I'd say. Like Toxin can kind of dance around like the Mosa, but everything's just getting outspent. Like he baits another like triple axle, and it's like able to set up tailwind and stuff, but it just doesn't really matter. I feel like at this point, the Spectre is going to succeed, which is cool.
And the most is also faster than the Mew, even after Talent.
Yeah, because of the speed.
That goes to Tar.
And yeah, it's just
Like we've killed the Mosa, but everything's.
Yeah, to have a chance, Toxagen needed to get the Mosa dead.
On the Dragozolt turn.
Yeah. Like Dracozold is your best man in the matchup, and it has to put in major work.
Yeah, and it was only able to.
And like, yeah, like it was able to force like a 2-for-1 on that turn, but like honestly, you kind of wanted it to do more than that, even.
Yeah, but even still, Toxin didn't go for the 2-for-1, which I still think he was supposed to do.
And so Toxin falls to 0-3, and Tensai is playing for the Breakers this week, while Ninja improves to 2-1. So good job. And then,
It'll be interesting to see how Ninja can keep it up.
Yeah, I know, like 2-1.
It's funny though, because his one loss has been to someone who is 3-0, and his 2 wins have been against people who are 0-3. So it's very interesting to see where they will end up.
Yeah, I've been like impressed, like overall by him for like someone who I did like rank 10th in the PRs. I think he's definitely done better than I've expected. So good job.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact that they're 0-3 doesn't mean that they had a 0% chance to win all of those games, and they're just walkovers. Like everyone in the pool is like reasonably good at doubles, so it's still impressive to win your games.
For sure, I mean he's shown that he is deserving of the Stern spot. He's been better than those 2 players. There's 3 players who are 0-3, right? Yeah.
Which is crazy that
and QSNS, yeah.
It's kind of crazy that 6 out of 10 players in the pool are 3-0 or 0-3. And that, like, it's just not a standard distribution at all.
Though it's also kind of the same for the SCL stand-ins in general.
That's also true. The SCL standings are incredibly top and bottom. I mean, mostly top. I mean, the bottom teams are like relatively evenly distributed, but there's just 3 teams that have dropped 1 point through 3 weeks. 2 of them are playing this week. But yeah.
Yeah, and then game 4 is between 3-0 Nails on the Terras and 1-1 or 2-0 Nails on the Terras versus 1-1 Spurific on the Dynamos. Nails has a very similar sand team to Toxygen, except with Genesect over Rillaboom. While I can talk about like Justin's team. I guess I can talk about I guess do you want me to talk about it like first or after you guys? As someone who's like helping and stuff.
Your call. I can talk first or second. I mean, I guess I'll talk about mine first because I think that works better. Yeah, so basically, I am recycling a lot of the stuff that I've used already. I mean, not recycling exactly, but just a bunch of stuff that I think is strong. Mew's broken, Tyranitar is really good, CB Genesect is really good. Dragapult's like okay, and I think that it lined up pretty well into what I expected. Burns and Emmet bring like it just it like beats Spectre, which is like one of the main ways you can pressure Mew. It can also hit opposing Dragapult, which pressure Mew, and just like it's just good protection for Mew overall. And Finny's just like Amoonguss insurance because Burns is a really big Amoonguss player in VGC. And yeah, just like good mons that give me the ability to play Pokemon. And specifically Dracozold is something that I didn't think they would be particularly prepared for, and I think it's really strong.
Yeah, I'd say like everything what you said was correct. Like the CB Genesect, the Tyranitar, the Finny, and the Mew, like is something we played against a ton. The Dracozolt is something we did not play against because nobody's used Dracozolt this year, so that was not something we were expecting. The Dragapult, like I know, like Umbra hates Dragapult. Like we were trying Dragapult this year and it sucks. At least when we were using it. So like I definitely think we were underprepared for Dragapult and we really shouldn't have been. So I think that was a fault by us. Because like in this matchup, Dragapult is like really oppressive and really strong. Like into Mew, like it's not throwing the KO, but it's doing a lot of damage. Like Draco Meteor is KOing Liners and Urshifu. Like it outspeeds Spectre. Like we have the Rillaboom and the Incineroar, but that's it. So our Mew's Toxic Spice as a reveal. Like we didn't expect you to bring Amoonguss or Naganadel, and you didn't, which is cool for us. Like the Finny is here to block 2 spikes, but we were fine with that being the only real counterplay. Fun fact: our entire team forces a special attack boost on the Genesect, which I think was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. And then I thought that was a genius move. Like, whew. And then like the Spectre is Hex, and it like when you get 2 spikes up, it does a lot of cool stuff. The Mew is Defog, which worked as well, like into the Tyranitar Stealth Rocks, and I presume like Mew also had spikes. So I think like our prep was pretty solid overall, and we got most of what we expected to see, but we kind of fumbled on Dragon Points.
Yeah, and this is kind of what I wanted to do is just bring the stuff that I think is strong, but have some things that are slightly different flavor from what you might expect, and hope that you've spent a lot of your team's resources on dealing with the stuff that I've shown, and that I can still have some threats while continuing to play good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we both kind of got what we wanted and what we expected from this.
Yeah, I thought the matchup was pretty even. I mean, I think it's really similar to the Toxygen versus Ninja matchup, but instead of the Dracozolt being the super threatening one, it's the Dragapult that's the most threatening. But then both teams have different tools.
Yeah, like there's less risk of getting run over than in Toxygen's game, but like Burns has the tools to play a sustained pressure game, and so Yeah, it's just different.
Anything else you want to say on team preview?
Just my decision to bring a bunch of choice items ended up being pretty good into what you guys ended up preparing. For those, should I spoil the number?
I think so.
Yeah, I think too.
Okay. Yeah, there are 4 choice items on the team. And none of them are scars. I brought the damage.
You didn't bring the damage. That's like hilarious. I absolutely love that.
This is 2 weeks in a row that I've led Double Dragon, just as an aside.
Good to know, good to know.
Yeah, like I'm
quite sure that I'm the only one that can claim that. Probably certainly in the entire tournament, because hard to lead 2 dragons in singles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like even like you lead Dragapult into the 2 mons that like beat Dragapult, but like we can't. I think another big problem is that its ghost typing means we can't fake it out. So like it's just chunk us for U-turn damage right away, like even if it's not threatening actual damage, which is annoying.
Yeah. That's like one of the reasons I really like Dragapult is that it clicks U-turn, and U-turn is a good move.
Yeah, like we had Dragapult over Spectre initially. Like we also liked Fast Ghost that can like click U-turn and stuff. But like when we were using it, like it was just so bad. Like it was just doing absolutely 0 damage. Then we put in Spectre, but clearly that was not the play until your specific 6.
Yeah. Dragapult, it's definitely weak, but it is faster than Spectre, and that is that's like legitimately one of its main selling points. Making Spectre your bed bring is like really nice enemy stuff.
Yeah, like 30 points is the real good. It's really, really good.
Yep.
1 choice item eliminated.
Yeah,
I
Mew
think
comes
that's
in here.
a fine turn for both.
Yeah, Justin doesn't really want to go into Urshifu and start just jamming tempo or anything because like I've got Dragapult switching, Mew switching, like, and Finny starting on the Moonbow, so yeah, the Mew switching is good.
Just both players playing the safe turn 1.
I love Pokemon, baby. Gets 2 of the best players. This damage on the moves thing is really, really important for you. Like, remembering.
I could have ice beamed it, and I probably should have. I just didn't. I didn't want to give like a switch in the ability to sponge the hit. There's no fairy resist, and so it was just guaranteed damage. But I think I just kind of missed out on some chip there, or like just extra damage. Like the ice beam's not that much stronger. It's like it would have done about 40 instead of about 30, like a little bit more than 40, like 41 or 42. So it's just I missed 10%, but
it's still players playing the safest play.
Yeah.
Again, they're up.
Yeah. This is Double Z year 2022.
So we get our up, and then we start playing the game.
Just trading formalities.
Yep.
This was a really good play by Burns.
Yeah, I think this is getting the damage back, or the health back on really strong. And then there goes Dragon Tailing again. And then the Landorus comes in.
Don't think you love a Landorus coming in here because.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, I think I might because I have Fake Out, but also it's not that easy for Burns to respect Fake Out because I've not run Fake Out on you, like on the week 1 version. The teams are visually quite similar, so probably I thought that he would give me the Fake Out Ice Punch.
I'm very surprised he did, to be honest.
It's minus 2 char, and it didn't kill, and he knew that he had Pollen Puff to follow it up, even if, I guess the more surprising thing was that he gave me an Ice Beam, but
yeah, that's because I thought like you still risk like Mew Ice Beam, you risk a lot. Like you always want to scout the first turn with Lando to see if your opponent can kill the Lando.
Doesn't have to fear HP Ice, but it's the exact same in this gen, but it's the exact same concept.
And then I think this turn is a huge turning point.
This was massive. Encore Mew is it's not cheese, but it's very much surprise tech. And winning the speed tie to block presumably a Pollen Puff onto the Lando, but even if it's just like a Talon, that would have been really good for Justin. And instead, I lock Mew on the board and just like stop it from doing anything.
Yeah, like I think if like even if Justin like presumably if you in a great world if you don't have Encore there or even just lose the speed tie, like I do like Burns' like position overall because you get to palm puff the Landos and it survives and stuff. But yeah, like Encore is a really nice tech from you guys and it worked perfectly. And now with like Landorus dead, like that's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, Landorus is one of the. I mean, it just stops me from clicking Bolt Peak as recklessly, and so now that it's gone, Draco's ult's always just massive threat in the back. And
always need Landorus for Draco's ult.
Yeah, and like Mew also has to switch here, so huge Encore turn. Like that's a complete game changer.
Potentially questionable from me here. I thought that there was a decent chance that Burns just left his knee on the board, hoping that it gets Dragon Tailed, which was probably a little bit poor from me. But
I don't think Justin wants to take that risk.
Yeah, and so that was a poor turn for me. I thought that it was very plausible that he just parting shot, but he's probably not allowed to do that. He just has to get his Mew out and hope to match Dylan's master. And so I was given that I was supposed to pivot Tara out and start doing things, and just let Justin get back into the game.
Yeah, and I like the Mew getting in is like cool because now I can like do more Mew things like Tailwind.
Yeah, Spectre's threatening Shadow Ball onto Mew. Attacks, but
which is very cool. And the Tailwind does get up.
I have to yeet Spectre from the game.
Yeah, that was very necessary. If you weren't Dragon Tail T-Tar, you probably lose at that point.
Yep.
Dragon Tail T-Tar, very good.
Broken Dragon Tail T-Tar, goddamn. But like the Dragon Tail is super threatening here. Here's where we reveal the fog, which I think is cool as fuck.
Yep. Dragonfall just came in order to stall out Tailwind. And it gets to U-turn before the cat can knock. Definitely just trying to bait that to make sure to make Justin spend his Tailwind turns knocking things with Incineroar. So
maybe should have parting shot it, but I also understand the knock.
Yeah, like
it's a fair play.
Dragonfloat is super scary and it can just kick Shadow Ball on this Mew, so definitely it would be tough to click parting shot.
I mean, you can parting shot into a Clear Body Mon or a -4 Tyranitar. So when you're looking at the board, it's tough. It's a tough choice to make. But
it's just for pivot purposes.
Yeah. I mean, you can't pivot off the Clear Body Mon.
You still have to pivot off the other Mon.
And so here, I'm still just trying to stall a Tailwind. If Mew dies to a Pollen Puff knockoff double. So I'm trying to. Did we see the Mew versus Incineroar speed sets? I'm assuming the cat is faster. You just scroll up and see the sand chip at the end of the turn. Okay, cat was faster than me, so I was forced out. And so I just go to a Mon that can eat Pollen Puff plus knockoff.
Yeah, I think here Justin was supposed to click Pollen Puff on his own Rillaboom. It's a tough play to make.
It doesn't love. If I just get Talent up, that's pretty good for me. So
yeah, it's another tough Another tough play to make.
I'm surprised we didn't see the double, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, just Pollen Puff isn't enough to stop the threatening Mew.
Yeah, like only doing one. Like it wouldn't even block the Mew.
And, like, now that Tyranitar is on the field and Finny is dead, like, Knockoff is hitting everything very well. So I'm actually surprised we didn't see that. I guess scared of, like, a Tyranitar rock move, but Nails also hasn't been running rock move.
Yeah.
I ran it on the first version of the scene.
Oh, right, Rock Slide.
think
Rock
it was-
Slide's just weak.
And I haven't been, like, playtesting against them, so they've only seen the Rock
Yeah,
Slide detail
yeah.
ice punch.
Yeah, we played against your week 1 team, which I believe did have Rock Slide on it, so like, and it's like not a -4 anymore, it's neutral, so fair play to Joe. Man, so much.
But, yeah. I have, like, pretty effectively stalled out talent here.
Good work.
And I just
damage.
get 40 into the boomer. I mean, Tar's got base stats. It's uninvested, but yeah, Tar deals damage even without any points. Just base 134 or 135 or whatever. 130, it's somewhere around there.
It's a lot.
I think I messed up my targeting on this turn. I was supposed to just U-turn the boomer slot. With my Muse spread, it needs that damage to put it into psychic range. So, my Mew is just max HP. So
I don't think it matters then. Like, that's fine then.
yeah. Okay, never mind. I think my play was fine. And it also puts it into Shadow Ball. Never mind. My play was correct. Why am I doubting myself?
Why are you doubting yourself? Oh my goodness. And then I think here's where like the game potentially ends.
Yeah. I just
next turn.
Well, I mean, this is just an extension of last turn. Like, I'm forcing progress at this point.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball is quite scary. And then here, he wasn't expecting Psychic, I think, and then he loses 2. And
yeah.
Everything else. And
yeah, he just got a little bit excited, like, and just wanted to. The Aqua Jet, I think he forgot that Sandstorm wasn't going to deal damage or something, because, yeah, Dragapult getting below 5% is not what you want to see.
Yeah, I think if, like, Dragapult died at the end of that turn with, like, Sand or something, it would have been... definitely would have been a lot better, but, like, Dragapult living is quite bad.
Yeah.
Just a
Glide is forced now.
Yeah. Glide is very forced. I was running low on time. I think I ended up getting to the correct play. Making sure Sand comes in so that Rillaboom can't heal up out of Stealth Rock range is really good. But I ended up defaulting this play just because my thought process was I think those moves are going to go there. It's where the moves are probably supposed to go. So I'm going to switch the resist into the slots. But I was very uncertain of the play when I made it.
I think it's also correct because Dracozolt can come in and just be threatening without
yeah.
a switch from your.
But like, it's plausible that I want to sack stuff. It's plausible that's on the board instead of, and like I just didn't have enough time to think through all of that. So yeah, I guess I'm just happy with the play that I ended up coming to. I probably could have detailed here, but again, I just wanted to get damage on the cat, but it would have.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
Yeah, like the play was certainly fine. It's just.
And then this upcoming turn 17 is the last one I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Good play by Justin.
Yeah, so I think like it is very tough for Justin to win at this point regardless. But I think here you need to hex the T-Tar and KO it.
So I still have a win at that point.
Yeah, I think you still win because
Isn't it 50-50?
No, it's not a 50-50, and I can break the line as we progress. But like, yeah, I kick the cat and the game's over. But like if the T-Tar dies, you just faked out the cat. I go to Drake this ult, Bolt beat the Spectre, and I set up Tailwind.
Yeah, Tailwind last. Takes it a win.
Like Instant like knocks the Drake as ult. Spectre is forced to protect on the last turn of Sand, and Drake is ult still outspeeds at that point. After that, after like Spectre, like so Spectre protects on the Draco's ult, Instant knocks the Zolt, then use Free to encore the Spectre because it's still on the board, and Bolt Beak goes into Instant, and I saw win.
Yeah, I think Tailwind is right.
This line at least forced me to hit a high horsepower on Instant Error, which is like better odds than the other line had.
Yeah, like I guess like you'd have to bank on you not running Tailwind, which I guess is unlikely.
Yeah, that's some pretty hard cope. I think that coping and saying that I'm dodging high horsepower is the best line, like after full consideration. Also, Hex was a roll on T-Tar. Like, it was a favorable roll, but it was, yeah. T-Tar's absurdly fat.
I thought I did the coke and it wasn't a roll. If it's your same spread from week 1, it wasn't a roll.
I'm pretty sure that I did the. I'm gonna recalc. Oh, you don't know their Spectre spread. That's the issue.
Yeah. I would trust Niels's what he said. Yeah, I think I think the biggest turn of this game was the Encore turn.
Yeah, the Encore speed tie was game deciding. And after that point, we were just trading damage, and there wasn't too much for either of us to do about it. I technically misordered the end game here, and like I only win if he fails a protect on like the first 6 tries instead of 7 tries. But it really is.
I think that's the point.
It's completely irrelevant. Oh wait, no, actually, never mind. It actually was irrelevant because he just has to stall out Sand and then kill the Joker's ult. The turn timer doesn't even change. Okay, never mind. It's absurdly unlikely to hit 5 protects in a row, but
chance. But yeah, Nails moves to 3-0 with another impressive victory. Spurfic unfortunately drops to 1-2, but it's okay. It's okay.
Burns is a very good player, and he'll be fine for the rest of the season.
And then our last game is 0-2 QSNS playing for the Foxes versus 1-1 Frania playing for the Gibble. Frania, again, this type of structure, we've talked about it a few different times now, has been has been somewhat common, this 6 group of bonds. It's very similar to what we ran, it's very similar to what Nails has been running. It's just a good collection of Pokemon that sets up hazards and kills things. And then QSNS, I believe, is the first stack attacker of the tour. And Semi Trick Room in general has not been too popular, so it's one of those teams. The Volcanion attacks in the Trick Room. Rillaboom helps with supporting stuff. Mew is somewhat fast in the Trick Room, notably outspeeds and one that kills your Shifu. Dragapult is your outside of Trick Room speed control and one that KOs and outspeeds a ton of things. And then there's a random Landers T there, which I guess clicks Stealth Rock and U-turn and intimidates and such.
Yep.
This is what I would say a standard stack attacker team would look like. Well, it's really just what a standard semi-room team looks like, but with the random Landers T on it.
Landers T on there. Yeah.
Landers T is a good mon. I think that people are sleeping on it. It's quite solid. I ran it into Friend the week before, and it sold the game by switching it on turn 1.
That is true. Landers did solve the game. Can't argue with that one.
And it just is a stealth rock setter that isn't named
Tyranitar,
or Mew or Landers or Landers. 2 of the top 4 stealth rock setters are named Landers. So yeah, it's just another one of the stealth rock.
And then I think
that
in
I sent.
this
It just like stop it. It's like pretty okay. It's not Gen 7 or 6 or 5 Landers, but it's an alright mon.
I think this matchup, like I think one of the trends we've been seeing lately is that like these semi-room structures that QSNS is running can very often like get overwhelmed by more offensive-oriented archetypes. And like Frania has like Yoshifu and Landorus potentially like a choice band of Genesect, so like he can threaten a lot of damage on QSNS's stuff. And it's like I think it's hard for them to set up Trick Room like multiple times, which is what you want to be doing with like Stack at Kano. So those are like my initial thoughts at least.
I think matchup is like fine. Like Dragapult goes in here, Stakataka under Trick Room, like it really only needs one Trick Room to start doing damage to Frenia's team if you get the right position in. I don't think you're over reliant on Trick Room, especially with Dragapult going in. Like both players have ways to. It's another like decently even matchup where the better player should just win the game, not just one player winning on matchup.
Very similar. Yeah, it's definitely not like a super favorite matchup or anything. I think the Dragapult like very similar to the last game we saw. Like when Muse or Lone Tailwind setter, like Dragapult definitely goes in and like it's threatening Yoshifu and the Landorus. And like even though there's like a Rillaboom instead of Roar, like you can just turn off those things. So good job Dragapult, I guess, for looking good in your two matchups this week. Yeah. That mod was so bad when we tried it, but I guess we were wrong. New Incineroar, the classic.
I mean, yeah.
Does not click U-turn noticeably, but
Probably supposed to click U-turn, but
Dragapult was supposed to click U-turn and he was not supposed to click Fake Out. It's supposed to do whatever Mew is like. I guess it depends on what Mew is trying to do in the match for the team. But clicking Fake Out turn 1 is not really it. Like if you're scared about your Dragapult getting knocked off, then you turn it. Like it's looking at a Mew and there's I mean I guess you don't want to see Lando come in on your U-turn and because like it's pretty good against most of your team, but I don't know, I'm just spitballing explanations.
Yeah,
I think Fake Out is like fine, but I do think you're supposed to press U-turn, but
yeah, I think Fake Out is like fine, but
like Frenia is not gonna go Landorus on the Shadow Ball saying
and like you it's not even that bad. Like you're clicking U-turn. The fact that the team is like kind of pinned by Landorus just but like you shouldn't be making your decision based on that. And yeah, Shadow Ball, even if you're supposed to click U-turn, like Shadow Ball is a big enough part of your range that going Landorus there is insanely crackhead.
Yeah.
It's a play that you may be allowed to make against me, but not against like anyone else. And so now Landorus is in a turn late. Mew Volt switches, which is like cool. But Friend gets to position second.
Yeah.
A little bit surprising to see a knockoff there, but it was looking at Immune. It's not that surprising.
Yeah, knocks like nothing misses its items, so, and like you got the pivot full of them, so definitely seems fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely fine for Frenia. Now you have your Genesect in, so it forces a Fake Out there.
It is choice band, yeah. But like you double target Genesect, but now Incineroar gets put out, and here comes Landorus into a I hate pausing into a Rillaboom that is going to die. So.
Yeah, it's already lost the vest.
Yeah.
Really surprising that Hunter didn't click rocks here. Which like kind of indicates that it might not have it because pretty much.
I mean, especially since you knocked off the band, right? Like you know it's not. I mean, I guess band could run Ice Beam Blast as like.
Well,
I could see it.
I guess
it'd be. You don't think it will though.
There's no way
it probably shouldn't, but I could see it.
There's a decent enough amount of fourth options, but yeah.
I don't think you're playing against Ice Beam regardless.
If you know that you're playing against a land OT, I guess you probably meant to put Ice Beam last, but Like, that's about the only situation. And even then, locking into Ice Beam isn't good because they're going to have some sort of fire move on the team. Because you never lose one without a fire move on a good DOU team.
Facts.
I might be flaming somebody, but I'm not going to mention who.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why it switched out, and then Frandy is able to double the roll boom and pick up a KO, and then it comes in again. It's back. Don't worry.
And yeah, this is Genesect clicking U-turn at its finest.
This is a Landris. Landris pressed the correct move to go Ice Beam.
Good job, Frandy. Yep, and now the Mew. It's about to be
Mew's in our power range.
It comes
Yeah.
there.
And Landris is already in, so Earth Power is the freest in the world, and it's just so hard for Hunter to position at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you've already lost your positioning chances, and the game's
Yeah.
looking very
The
dire.
Boomers died, the Mew's died. It's just.
Yeah, the Dragon
Yeah.
gets to come in here and do cool things. This
Your
just
first-
reveal Scarf. And then it dies. But yeah, like now Dragapult like is not threatening too much. It's gotta get out of there.
It's got a skedaddle and.
Here comes the Volcanion and it just absolutely drops.
Yeah, I mean, your first... I should probably be, like, Shucko Volcanion or something on this team.
Yeah, I
Like,
think,
Assault with... I don't know.
yeah, like Diancie plus Volcanion.
I guess you have Ice Beam Mew.
Yeah, like when you're running like Diancie / Sakataka plus Volcanion, like your Shufu and Landers have such huge threats. So like I think like Shukaberry is definitely something you need to consider. It's like it's
I mean, not like it actually mattered if it Shuck
yeah,
that
like,
turn. Like,
you know,
there's...
just general.
Your first two Mons dead were the Mons you needed to help control the game.
Like Dragon does come in.
Lando is kind of sus, but.
Yeah, I think this is the last turn I'd want to talk about. Is so Frania gives up the Landorus. Like he does get the Dragapult here with high horsepower, but I think it gives QSNS a way to win. Like I think they have odds now because Frania can't win a KO the Sagataka unless this Mew's Earth Power.
Yeah, I guess...
And the play is completely fine, but.
Yeah.
So now, can the Staka do it? This is another. Alright, let me look at the games. Alright. Okay. So I think this next play by Frania is also a bit sus. Like, if Stakataka clicks Rock Slide here into like the very low Rillaboom and a Incineroar coming in, I feel like QSNS has options to win. I mean, it's Stone Edge, so it doesn't matter. But I feel like if it was Rock Slide, like QSNS might win. Maybe wins, which isn't like super rich.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Like, if that is Rock Slide Sakataka, which is a set, though it's not like the most common of sets, but...
But Sakataka's not the most common Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. But then, like, the Sakataka could win at that point, and I think as long as you keep your Incineroar without just harden it, you should win either way.
Yeah, but then, yeah, it's not Rock Slide, so, like, in the end, it doesn't matter. Franny has, like, triple Fake Out, so, like...
Yeah.
And then,
if rocks weren't up, this is actually the forced win where you have triple fake out and you can just switch one fake out and doesn't work if one of them is relevant actually, but don't worry about that.
But yeah, high horsepower also hits, so Frania wins the game.
Yep.
Yeah, and Franny improves to 2-1 now, I believe, on the Gibble, while QSNS falls to 0. So, those are the games. Does anybody else have anything they want to say about the week in general? Anything we missed?
No, it's just 3 3-0s, 3-0-3s is really funny.
It is funny. 3-0, 1-2, 0-3, 3-0, 0-3, 2-1, 3-0, 1-2, 0-3, 2-1. And then we're going to see Tenzai play his first game instead of Toxijin while Joe and QSNS are going to stay in.
And Tenzai vs. Joe's on Thursday.
There's another Thursday game. Is it Nels is playing Thursday, right? Or are you?
Yes, I am.
Damn.
Yeah.
Double Thursday game. Unheard of. But yeah, that was week 3. Thanks for tuning in as always, and we'll see you next week for sure. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.